from Just Tutors, and in today's video we are going to talk about seconds, 12 hours and 24-hour clock. So the main topics which we are going to cover in this video are seconds, ante-meridiem and post-meridiem, and after that we'll talk about 24-hour clock and 12-hour clock. Let's move forward. So here are a few warm-up questions for you. You can please pause the video and try the given questions, and once you are done you can resume it after to check your answers. Well, pat you back if all of your answers are correct, and now let's move forward and let's have a quick discussion about seconds on a clock. So second is a very small unit which is used to measure time less than a minute. The face of clock has been divided into 60 equal parts. That is, when second hand moves one part, it takes a time of 1 second. So 1 minute is same as 60 seconds. You must have seen a clock like this. So here this bigger hand shows minutes, the smaller hand shows the number of hours, and in addition of that there is another hand which you have seen moving continuously, and that is called the second hand. Now let's move forward and let's try to read the given clock. So time shown by this clock is 5 minutes and 50 seconds past 3. So that's the number of hours, which is 3. That's the number of minutes, which is 5. And that's the number of seconds, which is 50. Let's see that why that's 5 and why that's 50. So we're taking jumps of 5 each time. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And that's why we have 50 seconds and 5 minutes in this case. So let's try to figure out the time shown by this clock. So take your time and let's give it a try. So that's 15 minutes and 40 seconds past 10. So that's the number of hours, that's the number of minutes, and that hand, so that's the second hand which shows you about number of seconds. Seconds are used to measure various things, for example timing in a race, heartbeat, etc. Let's try a quick question here. So a person takes 2 minutes to complete a race. How much time? This is in seconds. So as we know that 1 minute is same as 60 seconds. So to work out 2 minutes in second, you can just times 2 with the 60, which will give you 120 seconds. So the answer here is 120 seconds. Now let's move forward towards the next slide and let's talk about ante-meridiem and post-meridiem and 12-hour clock. So one day has 24 hours, and we basically divide these 24 hours into two parts. So 12 o'clock at night is midnight, and 12 o'clock in day is called midday or noon. So basically the new day starts at midnight, and from 12 o'clock midnight to 12 o'clock midday, the time is said to be morning or forenoon. And from 12 o'clock noon to 12 o'clock midnight, time is said to be afternoon or evening. So most of the time you'll use 12-hour clock in your home or in your school to tell the time. Now let's move forward. So let's have a quick discussion about 12-hour clock. So a 12-hour clock shows the same time twice in a day. So it will show, for example, 8 o'clock twice in a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. But the point here is that how we can differentiate if it's morning or the evening time, and for that we use AM and PM, which is ante-meridiem and post-meridiem. So if we are talking about time before 12 noon, we put ante-meridiem, which is AM. So from midnight and to the time before 12 noon, like up to 11:59, you'll use AM. And if you're talking about the time after 12 noon, we put PM after that. For example, if you want to write 8 o'clock in the morning, so you'll write it like this. So that's 8 AM. But if you want to write the same time in the evening, it will be 8 PM. And that's how we differentiate if it's morning or evening. Let's try a quick question here. So pause the video and give it a try. So if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, you write it like 6 AM. And if it's 6:30 in the evening, you write it like this. Now let's move forward and let's have a quick discussion about 24-hour clock. So on a 24-hour clock, numbers from 0 to 4 are used to stand for all the hours in a day. And one more thing which we need to take care is that whenever you're writing time using 24-hour clock, we use 4 digits. So for example, if you want to write 7 o'clock, we can write 07 and then 00 in the end. For example, if you want to write 4 o'clock, it will go something like this. So now let's move forward and I have a few practice time questions for you. You can please pause the video and try the given questions, and once you are done, you can please resume it after to check your answers. Well, congratulations if all of your answers are correct, and thank you for watching this video. For more, please visit justtutors.com.